We're here with Erik Jones, driver of the number 77 car in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. New role for you this year. I always kind of like the stories of, the first time that you heard that you were going to get this new ride. When was the first time even conversations were talking about the 77 car?
Oh man, I'd have to say it goes back probably to early last year. We were trying to make plans for this year, 2017, and trying to figure out where I was going to be. We wanted to make the transition to the Cup Series. Obviously, at the time, there was no room at Joe Gibbs Racing, so I had to find another outlet, and it just worked out that Furniture Row's been looking to expand, and we came along with 5 Hour Energy, and they were fortunate enough to come on board for us and want to support this deal. So it all worked out in the end, and worked out Furniture Row Racing.
When it all worked out, what emotions were you feeling at the time?
I was excited. It'd always been kind of in the works, but it was never a done deal. So you're always kind of standing there and wondering, if it was going to play out, what was going to happen. When we finally announced that it was a done deal and it was going to happen for next year, you're obviously excited. My dream was always to race in the Cup Series, and to be here now is definitely a dream come true. So excited to to keep racing this year, keep getting better. It's a tough series, it's a tough transition, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a very tough series, and there are some skeptics, who don't really watch racing, say that drivers aren't athletes. You and I both know that's not the case. What makes you guys athletes?
Well, I think it's focus more than anything. The mental concentration it takes for us to do our job for extended periods of time, most of the time close to 3-4 hours, is definitely tough. It's not, a kind environment that we're hanging out in for that time. It's hot, and it's just tough to stay focused. There's a lot of times where you want to lose track, and your heart rate's elevated for a good 3 hours, and it's tough on the body. It wears you out.
How many G's do you guys pull on average at a turn?
I'd imagine somewhere like Phoenix is lower, but we go to our fast tracks, and I'd bet we're close to around 3, which is it's a decent amount for the human body, especially for a sustained period of time. So it's enough to get your attention.
Enough to get your attention. 3 Gs doesn't seem like anything when you're talking about the Thunderbirds. I know you got an experience to fly with them. Does it compare at all to a race car?
Well, I think the art of being a pilot compares to being a race car driver. They have a relationship with literally a crew chief on their end that they communicate with and have to have a good relationship with. So there's a lot of similarities between the teamwork between the Thunderbirds and I think the teamwork on the NASCAR side. So it's interesting to see how they do it, how they go about it. The flying is much more intense than I thought it would be. The G's they pull are nothing like I've ever experienced. So it was definitely a neat deal. Something I'd love to go back and do again, but a great experience.
So we're going to finish off with a segment we like to call either or. We're going to give you 2 options. You got to choose one or the other. So first one, facial hair or clean shaven?
Okay, clean shaven. I can't really grow much.
Me too.
Yeah, so clean shaven.
Next one, crushed ice or cubed ice?
I'd say crushed ice. I like to eat ice, so it's easier to eat.
Washing the dishes or doing laundry?
Doing laundry, for sure. I just throw it all in at once, so that's easy.
You can't really throw dishes.
No, you can throw them in the dishwasher, but it doesn't do the same job, so yeah. Laundry.
Okay, snakes or sharks?
Sharks. I'm not that afraid of sharks. I'm a diver, and I've dove a lot of places and seen a lot of sea creatures, and none of them are too threatening or actually as scary as you think, so definitely sharks.
And final one, call or text?
Depends on the situation. I'm definitely probably split down the middle. I text more than I call, so we'll go with text.
Text, I like it. All right, Erik Jones, thank you for taking the time. For more videos, make sure to check out AccelerationNation.com and download our mobile app.
The official NASCAR app for kids is here. Download the free Acceleration Nations app at the App Store or Google Play.